the point is that if you are claiming that there is a virus, you are claiming so, well, it's incumbent on you to prove it. And it never has been. The whole way that you show that an infectious agent A exists and B is causing what you say it's causing is to isolate the infective agent, call it a virus in this case, from all other genetic material, and then put that isolated pathogen, as you claim, into a living host, and it must cause what you say it's causing. It's very simple. That's how it's done. But it's never been done. It's never been done with any virus, actually, but it's never been done with this SARS-CoV-2 that they claim causes COVID-19. And you can see an interview from very early on in the COVID hoax era with the chief epidemiologist in China, who's asked on American television, why haven't you shared the virus data with the rest of the world? And his reply is, well, basically the issue is the virus has not been isolated. So how do you know it's a bloody virus then? How do you know this virus is causing anything if you've not isolated it? And so as I started to look at this, I started to come across shocking information about how they claim, A, that a virus exists, this one for COVID, for instance, and how they claim that it's causing the disease they say it's causing. I mean, we take so many things for granted. Oh yeah, well, they just found it's a virus. Well, what's the process? This is the process. They take a sample, a genetic sample of tissue. They say the infectious agent, the virus, is contained in the tissue. They say it is. They've not isolated it from the tissue and all the other genetic material in the tissue, but they say it's in there. They then starve that tissue of nutrients. So how do you think that's going to affect the tissue? It's going to start to degrade. You've taken its nutrients away. They then add antibiotics like penicillin and streptomycin to the tissue. They add horse serum, bovine extract, and good knows what else onto it, all full of genetic material. And they use as the tissue, in the tissue sample, monkey kidney cells. It just so happens that streptomycin and other antibiotics they use in this process are poisonous to kidney cells. So how do you think the kidney cells are going to respond to having all this shite put in them, their nutrients withdrawn, and antibiotics that are poisonous to kidney cells? Well, they're going to degrade. They're going to die. They're going to dismantle. You know what they say then? That's because of the virus. You mean the virus you've not isolated from the tissue? And of course, it's nothing to do with the process. No, it's the virus. Well, experiments have now been done in the COVID era, not least by a guy called Stefan Lanka. He was a former virologist. He's a former virologist because he realized the scam and ceased to be a virologist.
Quite a few of those these days.
Yes, because it's a scam. So what he did with an independent laboratory is he put tissue through that process that was claimed to have a virus. And the cells degraded and died. He then put a tissue sample that's not claimed to have any virus or any infective agent, just healthy tissue, through the same process, exactly the same process. What happened? The cells died in exactly the same way they did with that which they claim was caused by the virus. In other words, it's not the virus that's causing the tissue degradation and decay, it's the frickin' process. And that process was developed by a guy called John Enders in the 1950s, 1954, and has been the process of deciding that a virus is causing this disease or this virus exists ever since, right up to SARS-CoV-2. And also interestingly, in this whole virus farce, the so-called father of modern virology was a man called Thomas Milton Rivers. Thomas Milton Rivers was the director of the Rockefeller Medical Institute, now called the Rockefeller University, from the 1930s. And so it came out of the Rockefeller operation, all this virus stuff in the modern era. The same Rockefeller family that created Big Pharma and allopathic medicine via J.D. Rockefeller, the oil tycoon, the same Rockefellers that established the World Health Organization in 1958, which is now run by Bill Gates, who is, as his family is, long way back associates of the Rockefeller family. And what has driven the narrative and the response to the narrative of the COVID era? The World Health Organization, headed by a guy called Tedros, who was effectively appointed by Bill Gates. He worked for two Bill Gates funded organizations before he got the job of Director General of the World Health Organization. And what did he say right at the start, Tedros? The Chinese response to this virus is the way everyone should respond. What was the Chinese response? Draconian lockdown, which became the Western model.
Right.
Out of China again.
Hi, it's Brian Rose from London Real. You probably know that we've just recently been re-platformed on YouTube after 25 months completely in the dark. The truth is, I really need your help. What I really need you to do is click on that subscribe button right now, like this video, and maybe even leave a comment or share the link with friends. We're really fighting against an algorithm that's tried to keep us quiet for so long. And the more subscribers we have, the more people watch our content, the better guests we can bring you, the better content, and we can continue transforming lives. We've been doing this for 14 years now. I want to do this for another 14 years, but I really need your help. So click on that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share this, and we're going to continue to bring you more and more great content. Thank you. Most people will never see this opportunity. Dubai luxury transformation projects have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. These were once reserved only for insiders with access. I spent 15 years on Wall Street and I learned this: the biggest returns always go to the people who get the call first. Now, you finally can. We've just received a brand new project with major upside potential. Allocations move fast. Click the link, apply now, and speak to my team. This is your chance to see what others never will.